Craig Bellamy has announced his Wales squad for the games against Liechtenstein and Belgium. 28 players in it. 16 of them played in the EFL this season, and that's our remit, close observers of all three leagues. So for DragonSports, and I think for Welsh football fans watching who don't keep such a close eye on the Championship, League One and League Two, let's go through a couple of talking points from Bellamy's Wales squad. I actually want to start at the top of the pitch with big Kieffer Moore, because he had a pretty tough time at Wembley on Saturday, losing the playoff final with Sheffield United against Sunderland, and unfortunately playing a big role in Sunderland's winner with a loose pass when he was trying to hold the ball up and link the play right at the death, gave it away straight to Sunderland's Tommy Watson, who charged forward and found the corner. So a really difficult moment for Kieffer Moore. But I do think from a Welsh football fan point of view, you have to still believe that he is a great man to have in the squad. And clearly Chris Wilder, who is a top Championship manager, was managing a team gunning for promotion. Every single time Kieffer Moore was fit this season, he started up top for Sheffield United, even though goals were hard to come by. Only 6 league goals for Moore all season in the regular season. It's clear that managers really love what Moore brings to the team, frankly, whether or not he is scoring goals. And when you look at the wide forwards that Wales have and the abundance of quality in those areas, it's still incredibly clear that what Moore can bring as a target man, as a focal point, to help those players, give them a bit more space to run into and draw defenders to him, is still a huge attribute for this Wales team. Obviously, when Moore's not available, Bellamy's been happy to play without a recognised striker. Moore's backup still feels like an issue for this Wales side. Mark Harris played a full season of Championship football with Oxford United. Incredible capacity to press, to run all day, to run the channels. Played for a team that didn't give him a huge amount of service, particularly in the second half of the season, and plenty of Oxford fans still impressed with his application and what he brought to the team. But again, another striker for whom goals were very hard to come by, particularly in the second half of a season. Then you've got other attackers like Liam Cullen, like Nathan Broadhead, like Lewis Koumas. None of them out and out number 9s, are they? Koumas is an interesting one because a young talent, Welsh talent that fans must be really excited about, and had his first proper loan this season out with Stoke. He appeared in almost every Championship game for Stoke this season and played 2,400 minutes. So just on that front, I think we can be really confident that Koumas, who was selected by various different Stoke managers, despite not scoring many goals, only 3 all season, they clearly value his pressing, in particular his counter-pressing, his tenacity, his willingness to do the ugly side of the game, which at the top level at the moment is just completely non-negotiable, even if you are an attacking player. So I do believe Koumas will come on a lot for the season that he's just had. An example to pluck out would be someone like Liam Delap. It took him probably 2 Championship loans and 2 Championship seasons before he really became comfortable in himself as a senior player. And I'm sure we'll see Koumas back out on loan in the Championship next season. And just based on his movement, based on his pressing ability, I think if he can find himself in the right team with the right manager and maybe just have a bit more confidence, he'll finish his chances and get a better goal tally next season. He played a variety of attacking roles for Stoke this season. Obviously has just the 1 start in a Wales shirt, but I wonder if we might see Koumas get some minutes here. Broadhead scored on the final day of the Premier League season. He'll be back down in the Championship next season, where I think everyone knows what he offers, goal scoring ability, if not huge dynamism. And you could probably say the same about Liam Cullen, who had a really strong goal scoring period for Swans in the middle of the season, but does seem to run hot and cold, and again isn't that out and out striker. Rabbi Matondo has had a very disappointing club season. So clearly it's all about Brennan Johnson, who scored the winner in the Europa League final for Spurs, and also Dan James, who had just an incredible season for Leeds United and just looks so much more confident in his final action than he ever did as a young player. Still as quick as ever, still as direct, running in behind, absolutely exceptional, and just clearly an absolute star man for this Wales side, as he was for Leeds in their promotion season. Another interesting aspect to this Bellamy squad, as it has been previously, is the inclusion of young players. Ronan Kpakio of Cardiff City, the young right back, he started on final day against Norwich, hasn't had a ton of first team opportunities for this Cardiff side, but you do wonder whether, depending on the future of Perry and G in particular, whether this might be Cardiff's starting right back next season in League One. A lot will depend on who the new manager is and how much trust they want to give in youth. Craig Bellamy clearly wants to make a statement, and that is, even if you're a young player, you can still be involved in this Wales side. We saw Kai Andrews, the Coventry midfielder, in the last squad. Charlie Crew, has been in squads and is in this one as well. Crew on loan at Donny from Leeds this season had a really strong end to the campaign. Doncaster Rovers won League Two, and they did so with Charlie Crew starting the last 4 games of the season when they needed to get over the line. Crew was trusted by Grant McCann to play an important midfield role. He showed quality on the ball, which I don't think has ever been in doubt, but also really nice aggression in the press, in the counter press. His stats really good for out of possession defensive side of the game. For someone so young, that really stands out at League Two level, and Craig Bellamy will absolutely love to see that and see what he can offer in a Wales shirt. Wales' goalkeeping situation is always interesting. Carl Darlow came in eventually for Ilan Meslier and was a very, very safe pair of hands as Leeds secured promotion, and that should give him a lot of confidence heading into the summer, and I do think it's likely that he'll be Wales's number 1 for these games. Obviously a number of promoted players from the Championship in the back line, whether it's Rodon, Mepham, Connor Roberts as well, all promoted with different Championship sides and playing a big part in that. Then you've got other Championship defenders like Cabango and Jay Da Silva, who both had solid if not spectacular campaigns, as well as the Premier League stars of Ben Davis and Nico Williams. Ollie Cooper is in the squad as well. That'll be a boost for him after a pretty tough season, you have to say, with Swansea City. And it'll be fascinating to see how Jordan James looks after an up and down season at Stade Rennais, and Sorba Thomas as well playing in Ligue 1 with Nantes. It's always fascinating when guys go overseas. It feels like they've both had some pretty good moments this season in Liga, and it'll be really interesting to see whether they look physically different, technically, whether they've had to adapt to top-tier French football. Lots of interesting aspects of this Craig Bellamy Wales squad for games against Liechtenstein and Belgium. For all the best Welsh sports news and coverage of Craig Bellamy's Wales, make sure you head to dragonsports.co.uk.